Hello and welcome. My name is Adam Riancho, and today is Saturday, March 14th, 11:45 a.m., and it's time for some best ball drafts. As always, let us begin. Perfect way to wake and bake with some fantasy best ball. In case you didn't know, in case you're not on Underdog, in case you're watching on the replay, most of y'all watching, I know, have an account already, but an update to our promo code. New users, if you waited this long, you may have missed out on an extra $25. The new promo is $50 in bonus entries after you play your first 5 for new customers. Promo code Blunt, the link is in the description. You also get a 50% deposit match on sign up. Your first deposit will get matched by 50% up to, I believe, $1,000. So in theory, if you wanted to join Underdog, the minimum buy-in is $10. You get an extra 5. You spend that first 10 on a big board, and you will get an extra $50 in bonus entries. That is the deal. I believe there's also some new gimme picks available as well for new customers, and that is something nice. That is nice. But I know that those gimme picks are for basketball, and that is not my area of expertise. We will be hopping into an NFL big board draft. We got Money Ain't a Thing in here as well. Boom, baby. Welcome in. Nice to see you. And here is our lobby. So hopefully I don't get the location error. Location changes everything, as our title says down below. So I'll have it on cue, but we're gonna attempt it. Boy, it's like we're defusing a bomb or something. To get the location error is just so anticlimactic, so unfortunate. So let me have the backup in place. The app is opening up. Sorry for the minor delay. We'll put timestamps in later in case, so that people hopping in don't have to sit through all of this. But appreciate you. If you wanted to join, we will be hopping in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's join. Oh, beautiful. I got the last spot, though. I got the last spot. That might help me. That might be good for me. I don't have to draft with all of you knowing my picks. But if I had to guess, being the last one, like literally it was filled instantly. So there's really a low likelihood that you're in here with me. But we will be drafting a second. I promise you that. That's why you shouldn't draft best ball teams in Uganda. Absolutely. Absolutely. You can't have the VPN on over on any out of state, out of country location. I almost said Epstein Island. Fuck it. Yeah, if you put your VPN on Epstein Island, maybe the government isn't going to track you, but Underdog will still cancel your permittance into the entry. But Uganda for sure not available. Canada has a few territories. I'm not sure it's all over Canada, but yeah. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying right now. You got me on a tangent, bud. Went down some rabbit holes last night. Not fun. Not fun information. But we are drafting. Let's pivot. Let's talk about what you're here for. Sorry. That's for a separate channel altogether, probably. I don't care. Anyways, we are in the 8 slot. I feel like I've been getting a lot of later round picks, like especially on the stream. I feel like you see me drafting from the 8 a lot of the time. 9, 10 as well. I recently started using something that ETR offers. It's called the Solver. Maybe we'll pull it up separately. Yeah, I'll open it in a different tab so you don't have to see. But so far, everything's going up to speed. Looks like Jefferson has officially overtaken McCaffrey, so I might as well scoop him up while I can. We'll go receiver in round 1. A big flat tier of running backs that's kind of hard to distinguish between coming up. So let's just grab our receiver. And we do have Kyler on the thumbnail. Maybe this is a Kyler team, especially going to be more justified when you take Justin Jefferson. I'm a little bit behind pace on Justin Jefferson. I really was fearful of last year, I was optimistic they could get Rodgers. So I should have really talked myself into Jefferson being much more valuable. But alas, I did not. I never pulled him up above ADP. And many instances I was kind of just passing for running back in round 2. So bummer for me. But now that we have some clarity, now that we have a more legit QB, now I think you can absolutely justify Jefferson where he is going. Justify Justin Jefferson in round 1. So not going to be underweight now that I can trust him. That's for sure. He might move up to JSN. He might be the 105 soon. I don't think it's egregiously impossible. But every team at the bookend does go double RB. We could pull in Kenneth Walker, but a price that's a bit more expensive than everyone else. Nah, I'm gonna go with Malik Neighbors. Let's get a little bit different. Let's go double LSU wide receiver and just pure talent with Malik Neighbors. Let me pull up the board. Apologies, I'm also on that other tab. And yeah, we'll take a little closer look into my best ball luck over there. Gotta log in. Anyways, I've made 2023 best ball bros proud with my start. I mean, yeah, a couple years ago this would have been fire. Was it 2023 or 2024? Because Neighbors, I think yeah, it wasn't Neighbors rookie season 2 years ago, but I get your point. Absolutely fire start a couple years ago. You may have had to be at the 102 to get Jefferson just a couple years ago. So a player that we've believed in the past, absolutely studded. He's talented, that's for sure. But will Kyler pay off? Who knows? I've been worried about Kyler in the past. I've shit on Kyler on this channel many times. I don't think I've been pro Kyler overall last 2 seasons. And it's been a wise decision. I think it's been correct to be in that mindset because his mindset was just bad. He just didn't like playing in Arizona for whatever reason. I think his ego is a big reason why Cliff Kingsbury just inflated it so much early on. And then he kind of had the organization hostage a little bit, if you ask me. And he has been tendered under contract for a very long time without really putting up great numbers. He had an insane run that year when they made the playoffs. So they started like 8-1, maybe 8-0, if I'm not mistaken. I think they were 7-0, and then they went 8-1. And then they were a wild card team, had to go into LA to face the Rams. Interesting, Jameson Williams there a little bit early. Am I gonna go trip wideout? I think I am. Let's see how badly this costs me, but let's try it. Let's go Jefferson, Neighbors, T. Higgins. The teams around this turn took double RB. Are they really gonna go triple RB that much of the time? That team goes Breece Hall. So I think I could maybe get one of those running backs to circle back. I'm willing to take the chance, but is it risky? Definitely. The prices at running back these days can absolutely burn you. But we see Luther Burden, their pick 36, paired with Igbuka. Okay. Book it, boy, getting their guys. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Worth the risk. If we get the pick we wanted, we will take another hit from the pipe. We will celebrate for sure if that name is on the board. I think you know who it is, but I don't think I need to tip my hand. I doubt anyone's watching that's drafting in here with, but oh fuck yeah, it does work out, baby. Give me Kyren Williams in the 4th round. Hell to the yeah. Kyren as our RB1. Fucking what the hell is going on? What in the hell? I don't know why that just happened. That's crazy. Yeah, it's like my mouse is fucking with me right now. I don't mean to be highlighting everything. Hopefully this doesn't become a problem later, but that's fucking weird. don't know what. I've never been in that situation before. So here we go. Jefferson, Neighbors, T. Higgins with Kyron Williams. The push at RB did pay off. I felt like that little tier, Brees, Kyron, and Bucky was pretty similar, not too much different, but the player I wanted most was Kyron. So I nearly pulled up Kyron, but then in this lobby, there's some weird shit going on. We see JMO at pick 31. I mean, Allen at 27 isn't crazy, but a little bit odd. Bowers fell to 28 in this lobby. And then Rashi Rice goes after Brees Hall, Tet, Luther, Burden, Egbuka, and then someone also pulls up Adams. Those teams, 10, 11, 12, going double RB to start, gave me the confidence to do that, and then we got a nice value on T. Higgins. That is a very, very nice start, if you ask me. Top 4 rounds with Kyron as the anchor. Feels good, and then those receivers are just truly, truly elite. So I'm optimistic. Don't want to push running back too far, but taking that risk that round 4 would pay some dividends absolutely worked out in my favor. I like that start quite a bit. But after this pick, I'll show you what my luck has been in terms of pick distribution. It's interesting. We're at the 108, and that has been the spot I have the most practice in by far. I'll pull it up right after our pick here. We're about to be on the clock, but a team goes Trayvon Henderson. That's chill with me. I've seen Rome getting pushed up significantly. I have not gotten Rome this late in a while. So I'm going to go with Rome. I'll take him here. Could have gone running back, but again, I kind of want to play with fire around this turn because of what happened so far. It worked out the first time. That team in front of me pulls up David Montgomery super early, and I just don't see like 5 running backs coming off the board around this turn. The team in front of me took 3 straight, and then I'm sure some of these teams will grab some, but let's take a shot. Let's see what happens. Anyways, I'll pull in this tab. This is the solver. This is what I was telling you about the product on ETR. Boy, this mouse is really getting weird. This is my pick distribution. I've gotten lucky, man. Only 2 times have I gotten the 12 slot. That's not my favorite pick at all, and it feels pretty sweet not to be in that position. Haven't gotten so lucky in the top 4 though. Only 4 times have I been pick 1, 4 times at pick 3, 4 times at pick 4, and then by far and away I'm getting pick 8 like crazy. 12 times have I been in pick 8, and in terms of frequency, that's crazy. The average should be 6.4. I've gotten pick 8 literally twice as many times as I should. So I'll pass on pick 12 at that rate. That's fine. But I would like to have some more picks in the top 4. 100%. Anyways, for the most part, running back did circle back to me. And I don't have a ton of RJ Harvey, but I'm willing to mix him in. Burrow was already taken. So let's take the falling value on RJ Harvey. Boy, this shit's really fucking annoying. What the fuck? I swear I'm not like holding this shit down. I'm getting frustrated. Y'all can't see, but I'm getting frustrated with it's like the shift button is just like locked. Holy shit. Super annoying. Again, like, leave me the fuck alone. Holy shit. Okay. I think we're set. Let's turn on some music, because that's freaking wild. Holy. Okay. All right. We go RJ Harvey. Not my favorite pick. I think DeAndre Swift is fine there. I have a lot of DeAndre Swift, though, so let's mix it up. Now that Harvey's officially in the 6th, I feel much more comfortable taking him. I think the upside is definitely legit, as last year touchdown roll is fairly easy to bet on. And then there's also just the fact that J.K. Dobbins is the only guy ahead of him. And Dobbins is just like a lock to get hurt inevitably. Dobbins is not going to play all 17 games. So Harvey will have opportunities in the role previously. And I think legitimately it's kind of very similar to what we saw last year. Harvey's going to be developed and his skill set will have been improved. So I think he'll stay on the field a little bit more. However, he just was nowhere near as efficient as Dobbins, and his skill set is different. I see a clear combo of the two. And while Dobbins, I think, is perfectly fine at ADP, the injury risk makes makes Harvey, I think, a legit click. But we are back on the clock. Our receiver room is super, super exciting. And I think I'm just going to take, if it lets me, holy shit. Yeah, keep him in the queue, please. We're going to go Jackson Dart. And, whoa. Pickens over Neighbors for you personally, but I also get it. I feel like Pickens' price is going to fall eventually, but I do think Pickens is fine. Holy shit. Yes, Angus. 100%. This is indeed a metaphor for the struggles. Honestly, I'm like, I kind of want to stop live streaming because this shit's fucking killing me right now. Not gonna play with fire, just gonna take Jackson Dart there, and might need to just take the picks on the phone. Holy shit. But that guy pulls up Mahomes. That's interesting. Very interesting. Caleb did go at pick 72. I am on a Mac money. I haven't. Also, I don't know what's going on, but now the comments aren't loading. Yeah, this shit's fucking going berserk. Maybe my mouse. Maybe I need to blow into the USB port or something. Like a N64 cartridge. But that guy goes Trevor Lawrence. Let's give it a shot. Running back's a little bit tricky though, but fuck. I kind of want to take. Yeah, I'll take Tyler Algier. I'll just take the starting running back. We locked in Jackson Dart. Our running back room is a little bit odd. That team pulls up Goff over Herbert. I mean, all respect to Goff. I think that's very incorrect. Absolutely incorrect. That team needs to, with Amon-Ra and Jamo. Team with Gibbs can always take you, especially with Laporta still on the board. But, boy, the team with Hurts and Herbert got a really nice price out of the 106. Almost took Herbert, but I felt like this is a round I just needed running back. Just wasn't going to circle back to me in a constructive way that I can trust. And we just take Tyler Algier. His new price is round 8, and I think that's perfectly fine. We're getting the Arizona RB1 with a lot of talent, good on the goal line, competing with James Conner, but not the most scary proposition, if you ask me. Conner also going to get hurt. Conner getting older. Conner restructured his contract, and then Trey Benson's just like super, super relevant. But yes, that team 100% money. What's going on? Okay, let me get the live chat back up. Oh, I see what happened. There we go. Damn. Yeah, that thing was pushed all the way over to the side. Off the screen. Okay. Yeah, that's... His hand was forced there. Really no other option but to force in Goff. Not correct, but yeah, they just put themselves in a dire situation. They have Chuba Hubbard at 66. This team is reaching a lot of the time. A lot of reaches on this team. Misspelled life. All right. if that's going to be the case, they might give me a very nice value. They go Bo Nix. Think I'm going to take the swing on Jadarian Price. But actually, we could get back in at receiver. I feel like Romeo Doubs is pretty solid. And then running backs, quarterback is going to be in an interesting spot. But my running back squad is okay at the moment. I think whoever we get in the next round is all right. But I can also push again if I want to. And part of me feels like Jadarian might circle back. I feel like someone might even take Dobbins ahead of Jadarian Price. It's a weird lobby. And so far, it has worked out all 3 times. I have pushed running back. And in rounds 3 and 4, the one I wanted was not taken. And then in round 5, only Quinshon Judkins was taken, but he never really falls the way that Harvey and Swift have fallen. So that worked out. We got an okay value, maybe not my preference. I really wanted Judkins to circle back, but Rome over Judkins I think is correct. And then in the 7th, 8th round, we pushed running back and no team took one. Like I said, Dobbins there goes above Jadarian Price. Is that correct? I'm not sure. There's the chance that Price might be the Seahawks running back, so that's where I'd rather go Price. A little bit of mystery box elements, but also a lower floor. You at least know what you're getting with Dobbins, but we do have Harvey on this team. This is a team I'm betting against, J.K. Dobbins, in theory, so not the pick I needed to make. Purdy goes the team with McCaffrey. Absolutely makes sense. And then Kyler does get scooped up. I thought Kyler might still be there. Unfortunately not. Doesn't happen. But we do take Dobbs. In terms of receiver value, pretty legit if you ask me. No longer with the Packers, so I'm not going to be taking Jordan Love for this stack. But if Jordan Love is just the best pick, that might be the move. I don't have a shit ton of Jordan Love, so behind ADP, obviously I don't have the stack set up, but let's go for it. Let's do it. I'm not in love with the tight end values. Gadsden did not make it. Holy shit. It's freezing on me again, but okay. Let's just leave that up. Okay. If you're enjoying watching me struggle with the mouse, then hit that like button. Do me a favor. We got 21 viewers, 7 likes. Would really appreciate if you're enjoying this content to let me know and hit that like button. As always, helps out the channel and very simple thing to do. But we are going to take a quick smoke break. We're at the halfway point of this draft, 10 rounds in, and after the smoke session, we will remind you what this roster is all about. Can I get it? There we go. Okay. So far, we were at the 108. We started with 3 straight receivers: Jefferson, Neighbors, T. Higgins, Kyron Williams. Then we took Rome Odunze at pick 56, the cheapest price I've seen on Rome in about a week. Then we grabbed RJ Harvey at pick 65. Jackson Dart is our RB1. Tyler Algier, our RB3. And then Romeo Doubs, our wide receiver 5. Still getting in that position where I think the value makes sense. And then Jordan Love, our quarterback 2. A big run on QB since that pick. All 5 teams at the end did take one in the round 10-11 turn. Tyler Shuck, Malik Willis, CJ Stroud, Mendoza, and Darnold. So compared to who's on... Oh, shit. I'm on the clock. Fuck. Cooperate, please. Give me Matthew Golden. That's who I wanted. I wanted the stack. I knew I could at least attempt the back stack with Love, and now we do have Golden. We do not have Dobbs with Love, but we do have Golden. And thankfully, I got that in time. Didn't realize I was on the clock, but running back's definitely a position we have to get back in on soon enough. But then we also don't have a tight end, and that's always something you can't neglect forever. So appreciate y'all for hitting that like button. We're still at 7 likes. Really appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for hitting the like button. And running back, ideally, is that rookie with the speed. But honestly, I'm like afraid to get out of the pick selection view because of what's transpiring with the mouse. Okay, that was... Now we're kind of in the clear. But that team passed. This team with 4. Devin might scoop him up. But at this stage of the game, I think Stephon Diggs is a very good click. Our receiver room is really strong, so I don't think that's necessary. But I do think Stephon Diggs is a phenomenal value if he falls into the 130s. Like, if you can get Diggs in round 12, just take him, because he's going to sign somewhere, and as soon as that happens, he's going to be one of their better receivers, and he will be moving up the board rather quickly. So I kind of want to take Diggs. I think that's a very solid selection. I kind of want to take Kenyon Sadiq as well. But I think instead, Rachaad White was already taken. I think I'm just going to take Mike Washington. Just give me the rookie value. Right at ADP, he does not go in the next round. Not going to be available for me. And I do need to keep being consistent with running back. I cannot ignore running back for too many rounds in a row when we waited till round 4 to get our number 1. We have a solid running back room. I think for the patience I exercised, this is actually really, really sweet. If Baishal Tootin was in the 5th, I'd be taking him absolutely, but now it seems like he's officially in the 4th. That team with Etienne and Tootin definitely had him on the mind. But great value with Rome, solid price with Harvey, and then Algier feels relatively safe. Algier and Dowdle, I think, are the best, safest clicks in round 8. I think Price is solid in round 9. But then round 10, I think, is where a lot of these mid running backs are going. Like Corum, Dobbins, Pollard, I think should all be going in like round 10. I think round 10 should really be like a shit ton of running backs and quarterbacks. And then round 11 should almost like exclusively be wide receiver. With like, wow, Diggs falls to 147. Really good price on Diggs there in the 13th. Some disrespect on Diggs. Sadiq goes 148. So wow, 2 big fallers that I almost took when I took Mike Washington, but did find their way to make it back around in the 13th over there. Damn, good prices. Bummer. Wish they were on my team, but that's okay. The teams in front of me are thin at quarterback. Jake Ferguson, really nice price as well. Might just mix in Mark Andrews, but I think instead I'll go for upside. I'm going to take the... I'm going to take Isaiah Likely. I think I've pushed tight end so much, I can't ignore it forever. And while Andrews is interesting, I'm not convinced he's not going to compete with someone. He is so touchdown dependent, and like, that's fine. It's tight end. That's just what it is in the first place. But let's take a real massive swing for upside with our stack with Jackson Dart. We have Neighbors and Isaiah Likely stacked up with Jackson Dart. So that, I feel, is a legit bet to make. He got a solid contract. There is Theo Johnson, but following John Harbaugh to New York, I think is absolute proof they have a clear plan for him. And Matt Nagy was just keeping Travis Kelce alive. Kelce just put up 155 fantasy points. Might be dialing it up for Isaiah Likely. There's also the injury with Neighbors, something to keep in mind. Perhaps the first month of the season, Likely's going to be heavily targeted in the Giants system. That's definitely possible. But NapGod says, what up, Adam? I'm at a smoking lounge in Illinois looking to get in the next draft. Absolutely, my friend. We are definitely doing a second draft. Once we get 10 likes, we're still sitting at 7 likes. So y'all are just not in the mood, I guess. Appreciate it. Once we get to 10 likes, we'll do a second draft. If not, then I guess maybe I'll log off. But Diggs has a court date early April. I will not be so certain Diggs signs anywhere. I guess that's fair. But we've seen so many instances where like shit just doesn't really matter in terms of court date situations. I think I waited on tight end forever. We're getting a nice solid discount on Juwan Johnson, who I think is absolutely legit. Let's grab Juwan Johnson, and kind of negates any value I got unlikely, but like I don't give a shit. I think Juwan Johnson's just like the correct click. Really solid production, safe floor, and yeah, Juwan Johnson, definitely a solid tight end too. But appreciate the 3 of you who hit the like button. We are up to 10. Definitely feels nice not to be ignored for yo, that was like 5 rounds ago when I asked to go up from 7. That was a bit disrespectful, not gonna lie. But yeah, appreciate y'all. The plan was always to do a second draft. Like let's not kid ourselves. That's the plan ultimately. But Juwan Johnson there, very nice value at 161. So as the board gets shaken up, we got to keep in mind names that need to be pulled up the board that are just really good values now. But I think we also need to be mindful of like not neglecting too many other players that are falling down. Like, I guess, Money, you have a very legit point here. Perhaps Diggs is going to continue to fall, as he probably should. Definitely a legit reason to fall. But once it gets all sorted out, I think once we're in July, I do believe Diggs is going to be on a team and contributing. Maybe I'm wrong, but I do think in terms of talent, straight up talent, there's nobody that really spikes my interest as much as what Diggs can offer and has. That's, I guess, ultimately my point. But I guess it is also fun to see how far some of these names are going to go and just keep pushing it as you see fit. So that's a legit point to make. Absolutely. But is this a team I can afford Tyreek Hill on? I think so. Honestly, I never take Tyreek at this point, but don't think it's terrible. But could we just push Tyreek again? I'm going to push it one more time. I'm going to go David Njoku, who I think has still some really high upside in terms of landing spots. There's a weird contract situation with Dallas Goedert going on. Like, it was supposed to be voided earlier this week. Then they pushed it to Thursday. And then they pushed it to Friday. And then they pushed it to Monday. Like, the shit with Dallas Goedert just keeps getting pushed. And, like, maybe Dallas Goedert just stays there. But I've also seen rumors that Njoku is linked to the Eagles. He has not signed yet. And I think he's one of the more talented names left available. Okonkwo does go. At least there's some certainty with Okonkwo. But if you're telling me Njoku is the Eagles' tight end, I think he's really, really valuable. And he might just go elsewhere and still be valuable. So I see the Patriots as an interesting spot for tight end. They got rid of Austin Hooper, but Hunter Henry probably doesn't seem like the only name they're going to go into the season with. I think they could be looking to upgrade, and maybe Njoku with the Patriots is also live to happen. But Emmanuel Wilson gets taken. That's somewhat legit. The team with Sharps has Seattle on the mind, but perhaps taking tight end was the correct move because the team at the bookend did grab 2, and Tyreek Hill's still there. Tyreek Hill is still there. I'll take him here. I do not have many shares of Tyreek Hill, but this is a team where we have such high production at receiver. I'm absolutely willing to take this price. 185. If this is where he's going to go all the time, then I'll scoop him up here. That feels fine. Behind Calvin Ridley, yeah, I'll take my chances with Tyreek Hill in the mid 180s, round 16, instead of Tank Bigsby for the billionth time. Yeah, let's do that. Let's mix it up. But Jamie's in here. Bon après-midi to you as well. Is it afternoon? Yes, it's 12:22. Almost my birth minute. But welcome in, Jamie. Nice to see you. And let me know. We're going to put up a poll. What's our next draft? Is it a little board or a big board? Little board for $3. Or one more big board. number 10. We have started a poll. We have 4 rounds left. We'll take a look at our team. I don't think I'm drafting with any of you. So I don't think there's anybody to review. I'll just take a look at the board. I kind of want to see how some of these teams shaked out given my strategy, how we pivoted from most of the crowd. Honestly, I don't hate it. We only have 4 running backs, so it's a little bit dicey. But 4 rounds left. Our quarterbacks are Jackson Dart and Jordan Love. And now I'm on the clock. I will grab LaQuint Allen. I think I'm going to get a little bit different with some of the names I have remaining. I want 7 running backs. I think 3 of my next picks are 100% running backs. The 4th might be a quarterback, but I don't feel super desperate, to be honest with you. Jackson Dart, Jordan Love, I think can work. So I could genuinely just take four more running backs. I think our receiver room is fine with Jefferson, Neighbors, T. Higgins, Rome Odunze, Romeo Dobbs, so double Romeo Dobbs. Matthew Golden with the Jordan Love stack. That's the reason we took him, but I do like his price as well. I've seen him fall to the 12th round, but in general, late round 11 is typically the new price on Matthew Golden. I think it's legit. He fell after Dobbs signed, and I don't really get why. Like, I guess we kind of knew that Dobbs was going to leave, but like, I think he has very, very legit value where he's going. I don't see him drastically different to Jalen Coker, who I love in the 11th. So 12th round, Matthew Golden. We'll scoop that up, especially with Jordan Love. But always want to just check who's there at running back. Don't want to completely ignore it. But Freiermuth goes, and we're drafting handcuffs at the end of the day. We already have a rookie swing with Mike Washington. We might be getting a lot of zeros, but at the moment, I think Jaden Blue offers a lot of interest and appeal. For the sake of... Jesus, again? Okay, just let it time out. Apologies to the people in this lobby with me that have seen me time out on a lot of clicks, but yeah, the mouse is just not cooperating as much. But Jamie wants a bigger board. Not today. We will do one eventually, but not today. NapGod wants a big board. Looks like 89% of the poll responders also want a big board, so looks like that's definitely going to be the case. Jamie cannot draft kids annoying me. Money anything. Only drafts off stream. Are you going to take a shower after this draft to clean yourself from the feeling of filth from drafting Tyreek Hill? You know, I don't think I need to, given the way that it happened. Like, to take him 185, that's the most palatable I've ever viewed the Tyreek Hill click. Like, I would not take him above Trey Harris, but to take him over Tank Dell I don't think is egregious. And no, I don't think I feel super disgusting because of everybody else I have. However, I will say this. I think drafting an 8th receiver would probably be warranted given Tyreek Hill is the 7th. I might be just getting straight zeros with Tyreek Hill. That is possible. The way his leg snapped, that's hard to come back from. And he also hasn't quite been the same. So if his speed is impacted, his skill set would drop off dramatically. But I think at this price, I'm not going to feel bad about it. I don't want to take A.D. Mitchell with Geno Smith. Like, okay, be my guest, everyone. But I'll pass on that. Everybody else also kind of gross. And look who we get. Who I almost took. We get Jeremy Bernard. Beautiful. Yeah, give me a rookie. One of my favorites. Highest drafted player at receiver, I believe, at this point. We get Jeremy Bernard as our 8th. 9 spots past ADP. Almost a full round. And I think y'all fucked up. y'all don't know about Jeremy? Sweet. Love to be in a lobby with people who don't know about Jeremy. Hell yeah. I think Jeremy might be because this context closes before the draft happens, like I think Jeremy might be skyrocketing up to where I'm taking Matthew Golden, Casey Concepcion. I don't see a drastic difference between Jeremy and Casey Concepcion in terms of like true upside. Obviously, there's probably more draft capital invested in Concepcion, so he's probably a safer click, but range of outcomes, I think Bernard might have a better team, better landing spot, better overall draft capital you have to invest. Like behind Surratt, behind Branch, behind Brazel, hell yeah. I'll take Jeremy Bernard, who I think will be drafted in the top 50, maybe even top 45, top 40 of the NFL draft. I think he is going to be interesting and absolutely moving up the board. So happy to take him. Our final pick does have to be running back, though. We're not taking the 8th running back. We do have Kyron as the number 1, so we're not completely floundering. We have one starter in Tyler Algier. We have a asterisk starter with RJ Harvey, but Jordan James is still there at the moment. That's a legit handcuff to be taking. There's Justice Hill, who's kind of interesting. D Mercado, I suppose. Ty Johnson, I think you could mix in. We'll go Jordan James, though. We'll just stick with what we know to be valuable in terms of San Francisco. I could be arguing, like, at the moment, we feel very confident in projecting Tank Bigsby as Saquon's handcuff. Pardon me. Another ideal spot in terms of handcuff upside is San Francisco. If Christian McCaffrey goes down, you know that you're going to be starting the Niners handcuff running back off the waiver wire every single week that you can. So I could be arguing that Jordan James is just as valuable as Tank Bigsby, who I absolutely love to take. I think Tank Bigsby is in one of the best spots imaginable if he were to be upgraded to the starter. So that's why he's just like obviously the guy in that range. It makes so much sense. But like Emmanuel Wilson, the handcuff to Seattle. Why not take the Jacksonville handcuff in LaQuint Allen? There is Chris Rodriguez as well, but Rodriguez does not catch passes. Rodriguez, I don't think, impacts LaQuint Allen's hypothetical role as much. LaQuint is a pass-catching specialist, and if he's going to have any upside at all, it's because he does that for the team, and Tootin does not take it over. Tootin could just take that over, and I'm screwed with LaQuint, but I still believe LaQuint is interesting, and I'm going to be taking some random shots. I wanted to get different with my platoon of end of the draft running backs, a few lesser drafted names with LaQuint and Jaden Blue. Got to scroll down sometimes. And then we got the value on Jeremy. I could have taken Jeremy where I took LaQuint. I almost did. So this team is okay. I think it's the running back room just needs to be fine for me. And then quarterback obviously just needs to stay healthy with Dart. I'm a little bit skeptical that will happen. But like if it does, I think I'm in great shape. I like the way the tight end room shaped out in terms of true upside with the high floor of Juwan Johnson. Juwan Johnson's still going to get like 7-8 targets a week. So that I think is a pretty crazy value to be scooping up. Only one round above Chigo Okonkwo, when you really put it in context, feels awesome on Juwan Johnson. And that feels like a great tight end 2 to have, and then we have the likely combo. So I'll remind you the full team right now. Pick 8, our most common spot is pick 8. Jackson Dart and Jordan Love are the quarterbacks. I think Love is one of the last that you feel really good about as your number 2. And then Jackson Dart has so much rushing upside, really high spike week potential. I like Jackson Dart quite a bit. We have Kyron, RJ Harvey, Tyler Algier, Mike Washington, LaQuint, Jaden Blue, and Jordan James. So need some upside with our handcuffs, but in general, they're not going to be cracking your lineup in the first place that late. So good swings, in my opinion. Mike Washington, right at ADP. I'll take that all day when I'm in this situation. Harvey scares me, but when he was the guy when Dobbins did go down, he was phenomenal and definitely had some massive spike weeks. So let's hope for that. And then we have Tyler Algier, the starter in Arizona, Kyron Williams, the starter in LA, at the expense of some certainty at running back. I think it worked out. I think it's okay. I think it can advance because our wide receiver room is just so awesome. We have Jefferson, Malik Neighbors stacked up with Dart, T. Higgins in the 3rd, and then Roma Dunze slightly past ADP in the 5th round. We got Romeo Dobbs at pick 104, Matthew Golden to stack with Jordan Love. If he has a breakout, that's really going to be awesome. He has the highest upside as that first round pick. I still believe in him in his 2nd year. And then Tyreek Hill at a great discount, 23 spots past ADP, 2 full rounds. I never take Tyreek Hill, but I'm willing to mix him in here at my 7th receiver when it's already that strong. Not really counting on Tyreek if he is indeed a bust. But Jeremy Bernard, just in case we get a true flat 0 out of Tyreek, injury concerns, landing spot concerns, character concerns, you never know. That could be a terrible click. Like Money in a Thing was suggesting. Perhaps it sucks. So I like the room. The swing on Tyreek could absolutely pay off, but then Jeremy to save us feels awesome. And then likely Juwan Johnson, David Njoku. A lot of risk, but I think it makes sense. The safety net with Juwan Johnson feels awesome. And then the stack correlation with likely is phenomenal. And then who knows? I really doubt it, but maybe we fall into a Jordan Love, David Njoku stack if the Packers do bring him in. I wouldn't expect that to happen, but who the fuck knows? He's a free agent. Anything is possible with that mystery box. But okay, the click problem is back. The only other team that was in a similar situation as us, 3 straight receivers, was the team at 7 right before me, and they went Amon-Ra, Pickens, J-Mo, Javonte, David Montgomery, Chuba Hubbard. Got a little bit desperate, I think unnecessarily, by pulling all of them up. Got Mekhi Lemon, pick 79, so kind of just negates the ADP drop on like Montgomery, basically. Jared Goff had to be pulled up. Bo Nix, he's fine. He's okay. Jonah Coleman, pick 114. I've seen him fall dramatically, so a bit of an overspend if you ask me. And then Rachaad White at 127 did pull him up. Justified. 100%. And then Rashid Shaheed, it's whatever. It's fine. Pulled up Chris Rodriguez as well, so had free agency on the mind, getting the more expensive prices on those two. But I did want Chris Rodriguez on this team, so it's whatever. Troy Franklin, Pacheco, also in the handcuff bucket, kind of like Jaden Blue, could be nothing, but plays on a good offense, so definitely a more coveted name now. And then Dalton Schultz, Kate Otten, and Mike Gesicki as his 3 tight ends. I have a much better tight end room than Misspelled Life, in my opinion. But then Ty Simpson as the 3rd quarterback. I don't have a 3rd quarterback. I think mine's just as valuable as Ty Simpson, not having one versus having Ty Simpson. And then Calvin Austin, I guess I could have stacked him. That would have been an interesting option, but I'd much rather have Jeremy Bernard, in all honesty. More talent with Jeremy Bernard, if you ask me. But legit spike week potential with Calvin Austin with our stack. But it doesn't matter. I like my team a little bit better, and that's the only other team that can compete with my receiver room. I think I like my team a little bit better, given how we started off the draft in the same boat. We both started 3 receivers and 1 running back, and being ahead of him by 1 spot was a major difference. Kyron versus Javonte. Maybe Javonte is better. That's still possible. Perhaps I'm wrong, but like the way we passed, I think it worked out great. So, all right. Hartman, what's up? Nice to see you, man. Maybe we can get a collab going soon. I'll try to be in contact. I have a few things planned, but want to get some more creators on after next week, and absolutely would be interested if you are as well. Money Anything, it sounds like you're a streamer as well. If you're interested, hit me up. Can't quit LeQuint. I cannot. I still believe in the value, the PPR value that will be tied to LeQuint. The signing of Chris Rodriguez is notable, definitely notable. However, he does not catch passes historically. So that role was still pretty much up for grabs that ETN left behind. And I don't think it's egregious to believe that LeQuint might be taking it. But we did hit 20 likes on the live stream. Appreciate y'all very much. And with that, we will pivot to our 2nd draft of today. We're entering a big board. This contest is starting to fill at a legit clip. We're almost 2/3 of the way done. So that is interesting. Napgod, did I hear Ford signed with Washington? I thought I saw that. It kind of escaped my mind briefly, but yeah, I remember seeing that earlier today. Thank you for reminding me. Very, very legit. C-Rod used to be coached by Liam in college. No wonder he got so much money. I did not know about that connection. Appreciate you, Marcus Hernandez, mentioning that in the chat. I'm going to take your word for it. I don't see why you would make that up. Okay, the mouse is back. We're going to try it. I'll have it on the phone just in case. Give me like 30 seconds just to have everything in order. I will count it down for y'all. I promise. Okay. Not going to take my chances. We're going to be hopping into a big board. $10 entry. I have it on the phone. If you want to hop in, hit that button in 3, 2, 1 right now, and I will hop in as well. And the delay, we have 8 spots left. Perfect. If you want to be in here, go ahead and claim that spot. We are waiting on 6 at the moment. Holy shit. Y'all see this, right? Jesus. Okay. Yeah, if you want the advantage... Okay, right. I don't get why that happens the way it does. Okay, here we go. Holy shit. 3 spots left. 3 spots left in this big board. And hopefully my mouse will cool it. Appreciate you, Marcus. Appreciate it very much. And then Liam Cohen said before, if we need 4 yards, C-Rod can get me that. It's in an interview. I appreciate the info. Valuable. Definitely one reason to be like worried about LeQuint. But ultimately, if you look at Chris Rodriguez's track record, he does not catch passes in the NFL. So that's where I'm still willing to buy in on LeQuint. But yeah, maybe I'm totally wrong. Definitely possible. Sorry. Leaving it up is not intentional. It's just like this mouse giving me so much shit. Also, there's still 1 spot left. I thought this thing was full. There's 1 spot remaining. There it is. It's taken. Okay. I think the only way I can really go about this at the moment is to draft on the phone. I think I'm going to have to hit every button on the phone. We get pick 11, so again, not top 4, unfortunately. We're right next to Natball. Again. How many times am I like just drafting right next to Natball? It's kind of crazy. But, Marcus is, I'm in, Dez got slabs. You're in at the 5. I see ladies first in at the 3. I see Bryson Anderson in at the 8. We have Natball in at the 10. And then we have behind us, 0 RB is trash at the 12. So we know exactly what they're going to do. They're going to be drafting double RB most likely. Money Anything has 45% Flowers, 45% JCM are my biggest early stands. That JCM one can't feel too good. You know his price is going to fall. The JCM one would scare me. But Flowers, that's got to be pretty solid. He's been surviving free agency in a big way. And unless they make a big trade, which I don't think is going to happen anymore, then all you have to do is survive the draft, and then Flowers is like elite for where he's going. But we have Michael Smith in at the 4. Appreciate you for letting me know, Michael. M. Smith. Yes, that is absolutely you. I know, right? Why all the time, NAFGOD? Why every single time are we in right next to each other? But, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the phone for my cue. And then I'm going to try and get it done. Oh, we also have Mike. We're drafting with my cunt. We're drafting with my cunt. Oh my God. What a beautiful day. What an amazing day. My cunt is in this lobby with us. Beautiful. I'm surprised my cunt does not have a badge, but at pick 11 to get Amon-Ra, hell fucking yeah. Hell yeah, appreciate you, Nap. Let's take Amon-Ra at pick 11. Beautiful. And then what is 0 RB is trash going to do? Tell me they go double receiver. No, they go James Cook. And Achan. All right. It is decided for us. I have plenty of Amon-Ra and Hampton, but not as much at pick 11. We'll do that. Hell yeah. Amon-Ra and Hampton feels nice. Hampton, I think a big winner of free agency. Like, say what you want about Keaton Mitchell. They needed the backup. They needed some value, but Amon-Ra and Hampton, I'm good with that. But Money and Thing says JCM feels fantastic, actually. Rashad White and Jerome Ford are as intimidating as a flower petal. I mean, I guess you have a point, but like JCM already lost his job to Chris Rodriguez for the most part last year. Like JCM is never going to escape the committee, and at least from an ADP standpoint, I feel like he's falling. So that's the only reason to be like, I could get him at a cheaper price, but 45%, you're taking your stand. So absolutely good luck to you. It's not the end of the world, but more mouths to feed. And one of those, there's also more replacements if someone gets hurt, you know, like if Rashad were to go down, now it's not just JCM's backfield. It's also JCM and Jerome Ford, but that's also a reason to be excited. I think he's a legit click. I'm just happy to take him now going forward, as he will be getting less expensive. That's my take on. But no, that's not what his name is. That's not what his name is. It's Mike Hunt. Just one word. I was next to Napball yesterday at 1 and 2. I wish we were at the 1 and 2 spot instead of the 10-11. That'd feel much better. But I'll remind you of my landing spots. So today we got pick 8 again. So that'll be our 13th time getting pick 8. Average is 6.4. And then we are staying with average with pick 11 in this lobby with my 7th. This was updated earlier yesterday, so very up to date for the most part. But I'm still avoiding pick 12. That's dope. If there's one pick I want to avoid, give me pick 12. And then our top 4 draft picks have been a little bit uninspiring. But we get Amon-Ra Hampton at the 1-2 in the 11 slot. I'm happy with that. And then Mike Hunt starts with the strategy I implemented last time around. Let's see how it works out for Mike Hunt. They go Justin Jefferson and Malik Neighbors. Not a bad start. We're comfortable with that. But goes Tet. Brees is taken. I am now on the clock. Kyron is still there. But I'm going to grab Ladd McConkey, and we're just going to further invest in the Chargers. The Chargers haven't bringing in any real target competition so far in free agency. And if all they're going to do is bring in Keenan Allen, I do think Ladd will overtake Keenan this year. So let's get another Charger on this team. Let's go Ladd McConkey and disincentivize someone else from sniping us later on. But that feels dope. That feels nice. 0 RB went RB to start. So they take Rashee Rice, they take the cheese, and they take Garrett Wilson. Fucking beautiful. We'll take Kyron Williams as well. Kyron round 4. I'll scoop that up. Absolutely. With confidence. So Mike Hunt not going to have as good of a start as I did. I mean, Tet versus T. Higgins, my team was more valuable already, and then they're not going to have Kyron. So let's take a look at Mike Hunt. Love to be able to say that without not meaning anything else but Team 9. That's the only thing we mean when we say that. Goes Egbuka, very legit, but boy, I wouldn't have hated drafting Javonte there or even pulling up Baishal Tutin. I think Team 9 needed running back there. Perhaps they're going to get a gift in like Quinshon Judkins or something. But if you're stuck with like DeAndre Swift as your RB1, it's not the best situation. Do I think the Chargers could grab AJ Brown? Don't they still have hella cap space? I mean, I've thought it was possible for a long time. I've also been of the mindset that AJ Brown is not going to get traded on day one of free agency. It's going to be closer to draft day. Howie Roseman is going to play this as best as he can. And there's still several moves to be made in the free agency trade market as of this time. So I think it's still possible. Would I bet on it? Probably not. It seems like the Rams and Patriots were the most interested teams, and they've cooled off. I also think the Chargers are being very measured and methodic with their strategy, and in general, they just don't make big name trades like that. They usually don't ever make trades in the draft very often. They don't make big swings that many times. So it would be a shock. I think it would make more sense to try to get Brian Thomas, but that's the same conference, so who the fuck knows? At the moment, you cannot argue that Ladd McConkey's value has gone down. If anything, he's just become more of a legit pick, in my opinion, and he never really falls to the mid-4th, ever. So this is the range of the draft. You have to take him at the 3-4 turn, and the difference between 3 spots, pick 35, 38, is negligible, especially when I get the guy I wanted in the first place with Kyron. So got to read the board, got to read the team behind you, and I was not as concerned that they would grab running back. I thought they would double up at receiver, and that's what happened. So got the one I wanted the most, and in terms of like price I'm also paying relative to the rest of this contest, nobody else is getting like a significantly cheaper price on Ladd McConkey. Ladd McConkey is never going even at pick 44. So compared to pulling up Egbuka, a little bit pricier. Interesting. Running back has fallen back. So they go Bryant. My cunt passes on running back again. The fuck is my cunt doing? Quinshawn taken. Knapp, of course you sniped me on the guy I wanted. I don't have much Quinshawn. I don't have much Scattaboo either. But yikes. Receiver feels gross. I will just take Cam Scattaboo at the top of ADP. A bit gross. Not gonna lie. But at the moment, also a winner of free agency, despite his value falling. They can absolutely still draft Jeremiah Love. That's possibly on the table. Might be the situation. But receiver, absolutely not speaking to me there. No, I don't want to pull anyone up unnecessarily. I think if I'm going to pull someone up unnecessarily, it's going to be Justin Herbert. But I think instead, we're just going to take Jaden Daniels and pray that we get the correct value on Herbert, not the overspend. There was the team we saw in the last draft that locked themselves into a Jared Goff stack. They pulled up J-Mo to the 3rd round, and they were forced to pull up Jared Goff to pick 90. I don't think I'm in that situation. I think I can get away with it. I'm also only drafting 1 Chargers receiver at the moment, not 2. And even if I do get sniped on Herbert, I think that's a really good range of the draft where I can still get some really valuable receivers potentially. And that's worth the risk. I find the receivers in round 6 gross as fuck at the moment. My cunt again passes on running back. They didn't even want RJ Harvey. They took Marvin Harrison Jr. So my cunt just sending it. Very interesting. Gonna be kind of notable how the rest of this lobby operates at receiver. I might not be getting good values now that I really think about it. There's that team at 5 that has JSN Nico Collins, but a lot of teams that only have 3 receivers so far. And that means there's going to be a bit of a run soon here. And I think we're just reading the board correctly, but like that team taking Herbert, I'm fine with. I'm not that upset with that, to be honest with you. It would have been nice to have Hampton, Ladd McConkey, and Herbert, but Herbert at pick 62 does not feel good, especially when I've seen a lot of teams take him lately at like 88, 87, 86. I've seen him in the 8th round often in the last week. So that team at 1 does not have a stack, knew they were not going to come back, wants his guy. And I think as the QB7, it's a little bit more justified to take him there. But if that's who you want, go ahead. Isn't stacked up, though, so kind of odd to be taking Herbert there at pick 72. But, yeah, not Team 9... I don't know what Team 9's doing. I think maybe Team 9's listening and is mad that I'm making fun of my cunt. And now they're just trying to... My cunt been listening to me. You go, boy. 0 RB when everyone else is running from it. It's excessive to me, Young Moolah. I think it's a little excessive. Because, like, you can still get some good, legit receivers remaining. Whereas the running back market is not the same. But I got Ladd at number 44 the other day. Awesome. Awesome price. That's pretty much the lowest I've seen. Yeah, 44, 45 is a massive gift. But Dart gets taken. I'm going to take Wandale. I think Wandale is 100% valid to be pulled up the board. 100%. And I do believe that this run on receiver is imminent. And I'm going to get who I want the most. I could get back in at running back, but I don't think it's completely necessary. If anything, I might just take the falling value on Ricky Pearsall. Whoops. No, stay in the queue, please. But show me all the receivers. Kraft gets taken. I'll take Ricky Pearsall. Pick 86. Well behind the most common price on Ricky Pearsall. And still has like elite upside. Definitely. Jeez. The mouse is still just ruining me. But I suppose I don't want to judge him too much, but I think he's gone a little overboard. A little bit overboard. Like, if he told me he grabbed Chuba Hubbard and even just Tyler Algier there, just locking in starters, I think it would have been legit. But I think taking Harrison instead of quarterback, I think round 6 was the spot to take quarterback. I really do. Like, you want an elite option, get the best you can. And while Dart does stack up with neighbors, like if you're just telling me that Team 9 stopped at 4 with Igbuka, or even took 5 and then went QB, and then running back here instead of Mahomes, I would trust them a lot more to maybe land this plane. But I think at this point, I can affirmatively say this team is going to be dead in the water. I really just don't believe that the team waiting until round 9 to take their first running back with also no tight end yet. Like, it's one thing if they have an elite tight end. If they had Loveland instead of Igbuka, maybe. But like 6 receivers straight just feels so unnecessary. 2 of those are going to be zeros every week. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then also 2 quarterbacks. One of those is also going to be a 0 every week. 3 of your first 8 picks with no running back yet scares the shit out of me. In order to make 0 running back work, you need an elite quarterback and elite tight end. This is not the way to do 0 RB. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You need to use that draft capital on other positions than just receiver. Because I don't think Dart and Mahomes puts you at a big advantage. You know, a lot of injury risk, still a big question mark. And like, maybe just pull up Daniels. Like, I have an elite quarterback. I also have 3 solid running backs that can warrant the risk of Scatterboo. But Josh says, hey, did you know that Emmanuel Wilson signed on Seahawks and Tyreek Hill wants to join the Chargers? I mean, I really don't want Tyreek Hill on the Chargers. I guess there's like hope for that. That'd be interesting, but that's not who I want. I'd rather have Diggs than Tyreek Hill, honestly. But yes, I did see Emmanuel Wilson signed on the Seahawks, a very low contract, pretty much locking him in as like the backup, but also not that much money, much different money than Rachaad White, who we're all pulling up. So maybe Wilson is interesting, but yeah, I think the big advertisement that the Seahawks are putting out there is we are drafting a running back this year. We are drafting someone this year. I still honestly feel in that mindset where like wide receiver. Damn it, Napball snipes me on Goff. In that case, give me someone I don't need to stack up. Let's go Kyler Murray. Team behind me does not have a quarterback. Probably going to double tap that position. Goes Baker. And Malik Willis. Okay, so Blake Corum's still there. Honestly, just lock up every single Rams running back touch. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. I am very concerned about what wide receiver's about to do on the way back, but I'm going to take the value of Blake Corum and feel really safe that like I can push running back for a while. Like Hampton, I'm trusting. In Hampton, I have faith with. Kyron and Blake Corum, lock it up. Sean McVay's running back every single week. Let's go. And then Scatterboo, now we can afford him missing time, because if he comes back and he is as good as he was last year when healthy, he can be a stud for fantasy purposes. I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic. I think we covered our bases good enough with Corum there, and we'll see what happens around the way back. But I think with Wandale, I locked up a really good floor play, and then Ricky Pearsall, a risky option. Gonna need to hammer wide receiver for a while, but we have Ladd and Amon-Ra up top. I think our receiver room is fine. I think our receiver room is okay. Rams are interested in signing A.J. Brown. Well, they got to trade for him first, and you know Howie Roseman's not going to give up much. Like, if you're telling me Puka for A.J. Brown and a pick or something, like that would be, that'd be interesting. Exciting youngs over disgusting olds. Young Moolah says, I only have an issue with his 8th pick. He was on track to do fine, still have time to land the plane. Still has not taken a running back. Goes Bo Nix for the QB3 and Oronde Gadsden at pick 10. So still no running back on that team. We'll see what happens, but very irrelevant notification from ESPN. Super irrelevant. Knapp is a professional sniper. I mean, I get him going quarterback there, but given like no one is stacked up, I think, yeah, Goff is a fine click. Goff at a value, it makes a lot of sense. But at least I wasn't locked into like needing the stack. I had Amon-Ra, so it was justified, but I didn't feel like I needed it like crazy. We have 2 running quarterbacks, so some late round stacks perhaps are in the cards. But Tua will compete with Michael Penix Jr. for Falcons starting job. Absolutely he will. That is 100% up for grabs. No guarantees of Penix. We spoke about that briefly with Who Hames 2 days ago. Yeah, that was on Thursday with Who Hames, where we saw Penix go pick 200, and I was like, that sounds fine. And then now that I've looked more into Travis Hunter goes. Mike Hunt taking another receiver before he goes running back. Wow. Super, super interesting, but okay. That run at receiver like I expected did happen, so I'm going to get ahead of it and just take Omar Cooper. Because both of these picks are going to be pulled up, and I have no idea what 0 RB is trash is going to do. We saw Travis Hunter pulled up, so this is interesting. Surprised he did not grab Jalen McMillan. Should I just take Jaden Higgins? Nah, not going to do that. Tight end didn't have a really good value there. Strange is fine, but I'm willing to continue to push. I think the way it worked out for us previously is also fine. I'll continue to push. Just get my 6th receiver. Knapp ball only has 3, so I was pretty shocked that Knapp did not grab a receiver there. But falling value on Kittle a little bit, goes Jaden Higgins. There you go. Jaden Higgins for you, my friend. But a little bit shocked that team went Diggs over Jalen McMillan. Totally thought that was going to happen. That team has Baker unstacked. So, yeah, this is going to be an interesting lobby the rest of the way. At receiver with Mike Hunt. Taking Pat Bryant as his 8th. Yeah, Pat... I mean, like... No offense, young Moolah, but, like, are you... you can't keep justifying... Team 9 at this point. I think they went way overboard. With Travis Hunter 129, Pat Bryant 136. 8 receivers starting 6 straight. Like, I'm so happy to be in a lobby with Mike Hunt right now. I really am. Holy shit. I mean, I feel like now they're just trying to get it canceled. That's my take on it. But Daniel Jones goes to ladies first. Josh Carrero mentioning the Daniel Jones extension. I feel pretty good with my quarterback room. I feel like I could stop with 2 with Daniels and Kyler, in all honesty. But I'll still probably look for a 3rd. There's a team still in here with only 1. That team, I think, has Josh Allen. Yeah. DJQ411 only has Josh Allen. I still don't have a tight end, but I have 6 receivers with Amon-Ra, Ladd McConkey, Wandale, Ricky Pearsall, Omar Cooper, and Jalen McMillan. Cam Ward does get taken 149, so was hoping for a Cam Ward stack. Keaton Mitchell goes, Jesus. Okay. What is Mike Hunt going to do? Pass on Tyrone Tracy, please. Pass on Tyrone Tracy. Finally takes Tyrone Tracy. Gets a little bit saved with Tyrone Tracy. But no, they clearly fucked it up way too much. Goes Jonathan Brooks. Nap ball. Sharp pick. I mean, if Brenton Strange is going to circle back at pick 155, yeah, I'll get in at tight end officially here with Brenton Strange. Just going to let the timer expire. Would have been nice to have Kyron and Corum and then also Scatterboo and Tracy. That would have been interesting. But honestly, I'm kind of happy that I got sniped there. Holy moly. Isaiah Likely was taken. Holy Jesus. I mean, if Goddard, I guess that's fine. Damn it. Fuck. Yo, the mouse totally fucking screwed me there. Damn it. I mean, it's fine. We got good discounts on Strange and Goddard, but like, damn it. Fucking livid. And like, If you're watching, you probably saw just for like a second who I wanted. Who knows if he circles back. But like, holy shit. Could not get the mouse to cooperate. It's what, like 7 a.m. here? No. we're at 1 p.m. now. 1 p.m. But Commanders added Jerome Ford. Appreciate it. Mike Hunt taking a 9th receiver. Love to see it. Elik Ayamanor pulled up to the 160. Beautiful. Mr. Mufasa, how we doing, fellas? We're doing good, man. I mean, like, feels good. Chris Rodriguez goes 163. I wanted Chris Rodriguez, honestly. That's who I wanted. And then just the 20-second timer with the mouse fucking with me. I'm not doing amazing. The mouse is just getting stuck like crazy. And like, you see this? You see everything getting highlighted? I'm not doing that intentionally. So the advantage of drafting me right now is to watch me struggle, but at least it worked out in my favor. I waited on tight end forever, and we ended up getting a nice discount on Brenton Strange, and then a little discount on Dallas Goedert, who has been falling, but watch him just go back to the Eagles and just be a phenomenal pick. From a talent standpoint, round 14, Dallas Goedert, I feel good with. Holy boy. Why can't the Bills try to grab Keenan Allen to help out DJ Moore and Shakir, dude? They need to. I mean, maybe they're live to bring in Stephon Diggs. Who knows? Maybe that's possible. But I feel like that bridge is burned, so probably not. Wouldn't expect it. But, all right, so Connor goes at 162. We see Rodriguez, Sharbs, Emmett Johnson, 165. And then Woody Marks, Kimani Vidal. Would have liked Keaton Mitchell and Chris Rodriguez there, but what ended up happening at tight end is perfectly okay. Yikes. Quarterback is starting to thin out. At this point, quarterback is all meaningless. Nothing guaranteed from anyone. In all honesty, I'm really, really fucking pissed about that that click on Dallas Goedert. Genuinely upsetting, not planned at all. And like major technical malfunctions at the moment. But yeah, the run on receiver has officially been underway. But this round is all kind of a wash in the first place. Bigsby goes to Mike Hunt. Naylor sniped by Napball. Trey Harris I'm fine with. Would be better if we had Herbert, but it's okay. I'll just get in while I can with a name I feel okay with. We'll go Trey Harris. Chig gets taken. I would have been interested in Chig, but wanted to push him, and so instead I'm going to go TJ Hawkinson with Kyler. Yeah, just expire. Just expire. Holy shit. Super frustrating. Maybe it's entertaining, maybe it's not. I can't tell, but like, do you hear me clicking the button fucking like 10 times? Josh says, I get more baked putting resin on top of my bowl, dude. You should try it, man. I mean, I took the tolerance break recently, and that honestly is very effective to get you a little extra faded. The tolerance break is underrated. But speaking of which, let's take a smoke break. I need one. Holy shit. If you're enjoying the content, hit that like button for me Really appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Really appreciate it as well. And in all honesty, I think this team is kind of solid. We got a good value on Strange and Goddard, not the click I wanted. Really, I would like this team a lot better had I had Chris Rodriguez. But given I punted tight end for literally 12 rounds to wind up with Strange, Goddard, and Hawkinson, from a talent standpoint, I feel like that is very legit. And Goddard just needs to sign before he's going another 2 rounds higher. Round 14, Goddard feels like a legitimate gift. Officially behind Travis Kelce, and I don't see that very differently in terms of vis-a-vis comparison of value. So we also get a stack with Kyler, so that pick is even more justified. We did not take Jefferson, but we did take Kyler. We have 2 running quarterbacks. In all honesty, what I really wanted to do was go Brenton Strange, Chris Rodriguez, Chig Okonkwo, and TJ Hawkinson in that order. We got sniped on Chig. It's okay. We get Goddard instead, and we still get Hawkinson. But that would have felt like a very well-correlated, legitimate tight end room. Goddard versus Okonkwo at this point in time. Maybe it's a wash, but I think if one guy's more talented, more valuable, it's Goddard. He's definitely proven to be higher upside and more of a matchup nightmare on the field. So that's good. That's good. I'm not going to belabor the point too much, but I'm a little bit worried about my running back room, knowing that Mike Hunt is going to go on an expected run, but they're just doing whatever they want. They have 10 receivers, and they started with 6 straight. Maybe the rest of this draft is just running back for them, so not ideal to be behind them. But it's okay. Goes Ray Davis. Boy. Sean Tucker does get sniped. I think I'm just going to take the swing with K-Tron. But then let's also look at receiver while we can. I'll take K-Tron. That team behind me probably didn't need running back. They probably go double wide receiver here. But then quarterback is also something to keep in mind and maybe get in on. Tua did get taken, it looks like. So I think I'll probably just call it with 2 on this team. Not going to take another rookie. I'll just take Ryan Flournoy. Get some divisional correlation with Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. And our receiver room is still not complete, so the risk of Ricky Pearsall makes me feel like that's still a position I will address in the last 2 rounds. I have 5 running backs with Hampton, Kyron. I think some of our risk is okay, especially knowing that I have every LA Ram running back point. That feels just really nice, just locking in the Rams running back 1 every single week. Some risk with Scattaboo, but a decent price and could be tremendously valuable. And then Hampton, I'm just willing to just bet on with full faith that like he's in our lineup 15 out of 17 weeks, really, really paying off, averaging over 16 points a game and just a touchdown king, touchdown maker all day long. I really don't believe that Keaton Mitchell and Kimani Vidal are that troublesome to worry about impacting his touches. I think if anything, getting Tyler Biotish, getting Jalen Coker, Charlie Kolar at tight end. They also signed a fullback. Like, the Chargers are going to run the ball much more effectively this year at a higher clip, most likely. And I think Hampton is their guy. They drafted him round 1 in a Jim Harbaugh system. I trust in Hampton, especially in round 2 there. We're making the big bet on Hampton. But Crossface says, glad to see your break from wheat is over. It's a nice return to the old routine. But Lucky 27, I'm not fully following. I'm not sure. But yeah, Niners reconstruction of Nick Bosa contract to create $17.1 million in cap space for the Niners. That's great for them. Maybe they bring back Juwan Jennings, perhaps. Seems like that bridge is kind of being burnt, however. Arch Manning, QB, probably joining Jets next year. If they can tank correctly, I don't believe in them properly tanking. Watch Geno Smith actually get some wins under his belt. But Geno Smith set up the number 1 pick with the Raiders last year. The team was like actively tanking. Chip Kelly was calling plays that did not exist. And maybe the Jets find a way to be a little bit more competitive. Doubt it. But that's not a bad bet. That's not a bad call. Probably the leader in the clubhouse to do that. But we get the malfunction with the mouse again, unfortunately. Quarterback is disgusting. Running back is a position of need. Absolutely. And I think we're going to scroll down. And put Jerome Ford in the queue. If someone wants to snipe me on Jerome Ford, be my guest. And then I'm also going to take a little bet on Christian Kirk. It'd be much wiser to go Malik Washington, Tyquan Thornton as well, but Christian Kirk is a free agent that has a lot of connections to Kyler Murray and could be added to replace someone like Jalen Nailor in the Vikings offense. So a potential stack with optimism and hope, but obviously a free agent, there's really nothing guaranteed at all. And then what happened? Yikes. Just signed in Washington. Let's get a stack. Jerome Ford catches passes. Jerome Ford absolutely catches passes. Might be a 0, might do nothing. Maybe Rachaad White gets hurt. Maybe JCM gets hurt. Maybe Jerome Ford gets in there. But I'll click Jerome Ford. I've done some scrolling, and I've wanted to justify pulling up Jerome Ford at times. So this is my first share of Jerome Ford. Possibly one of the worst clicks you could make. But round 20, all these clicks are bad. None of these clicks have any value. It does correlate with Jaden Daniels, and we're just kind of trying to bet on an injury for the most part. But Hampton is really our crux. The Kyren-Corum combination feels like we're making that bet every single week. And then Scadaboo is really the player that needs to work out. So maybe I should have gotten a more valuable contribution with a bit more certainty, but every handcuff is gross at this point. And let's mix it up. At this stage of the game, I have enough drafts already done where I'm just kind of trying to mix it up and get some players that I haven't clicked at all yet. So Jerome Ford now in Washington. Let's mix it up. Wide receivers, Amon-Ra, Lad McConkey. Wanda Robinson we pulled up, pick 83. Ricky Pearsall, 86. Omar Cooper Jr. I also pulled up. We got Jalen McMillan, Trey Harris, Ryan Flournoy, Christian Kirk. The team Mike Hunt really shattered some of the lobby values on receiver in this one, and so I did not want to get screwed and behind the 8 ball. Our tight end room got some solid ADP fallers with Brenton Strange at 155. I really wanted Chris Rodriguez instead of Dallas Goedert, but the mouse finally caught up to me, and the 20-second clock did impact that selection. It did work out for the team, though. I did need a tight end pretty badly, so it wasn't the end of the world. TJ Hawkinson for the Kyler combo, and then our quarterback room maybe a little bit injury prone with Daniels and Kyler, but the difference between 4th place and 12th is nothing. Neither of those finishers get any money back. We are shooting for just straight upside, and Daniels unstacked, whatever. He's a runner, can absolutely spike without it. And then Kyler also a runner with the TJ Hawkinson stack, a bit more legit. But the receiver room, thank God I have Amon-Ra and Lad. And then I think we'll be fine with tight end. Running back just needs to stay healthy up top, and this team is legit. But let's show you The worst team I may have seen so far in contention for one of the worst teams drafted in a lobby. We have Mike Hunt for the memes 3-6-10-1 with Jackson Dart, Patrick Mahomes, and Bo Nix. At least it's a competent quarterback room, but why not get even more higher value names? I'm also thinking that Mahomes is like either one of the best clicks or literally one of the worst clicks. Mahomes, I can't decide if he's just terrible or not, but has Tyrone Tracy, Tank Bigsby as the RB2, Ray Davis as the RB3, Ollie Gordon as the 4, Jaden Blue, and Ty Johnson. So a major fade that James Cook is getting hurt this year. That's the bet that this team is making. Also making the bet that Saquon's getting hurt. Don't hate it that much. Got a nice price on Tyrone Tracy, so he's going to get some early season points unless they draft Jeremiah Love. That could be a problem. Ollie Gordon, essentially a 0. Jaden Blue, also essentially a 0. Like the riskiest running back room I've ever seen. And then wide receiver with Jefferson, Neighbors, Tet McMillan, Egbuka, Brian Thomas, Marvin Harrison could legitimately just stop there. Could just stop there. If these next 4 picks, all these next 4 receivers, maybe one of them is justified, like Travis Hunter or Kyle Williams, super late. But if just 3 of them are running backs, then this team at least has some more legitimacy in the contest. But Travis Hunter, Pat Bryant, Elic Ayamanor, Kyle Williams, just so worthless. Anytime they crack the lineup, it means somebody above them is not, and it just completely negates the justification to take them. So this team should have stopped at Harrison if they were going to do that. I think they should have swapped out Tet or Egbuka for a running back, or even just Colston Loveland. Yeah, very, very misguided. And then tight end only has Oronde Gadsden. I'm trying to scroll down. I can't. The only tight end is Gadsden on this team. Like, what the actual fuck? I'm happy to be in a lobby with this team. We were behind Mike Hunt and Napball, though. Napball got some nice fallers. Goes Hurts at pick 63, Jared Goff 106, and then Tua at 183. The unstacked Goff, a little bit unfortunate. I had Amon-Ra, so did snipe me there. And the team behind me, I don't think had a single quarterback, so whatever. It is what it is, but not a falling value, right at ADP, unstacked. Not the click I would have made, but I did want you to pass. You took Tua there, and I also had Tua in the back of my mind as well. But went Ashton Genty above Amon-Ra at pick 10, took Breece Hall at 34. Quinshon Judkins, I wanted at 59. You took him at 58, so good click. Took Ramondre at 82. Grabbed Jonathan Brooks, 154, right at ADP. I would have been happy with Brooks myself. And then Sean Tucker, Marshawn Lloyd. I mean, I've been on Lloyd in the past. Emmanuel Wilson's gone, so I guess it makes sense. But you know he's just going to not play at all. You know he's just going to keep getting hurt. London there at pick 15. Devontae Smith at 39 in the 4th round. Then took Xavier Worthy as the 3rd. Jaden Higgins as the 4th. Troy Franklin, Jalen Naylor, Jahan Dotson. I think you needed an extra receiver, not Marshawn Lloyd. And then Kyle Pitts, George Kittle, Pat Freiermuth. Solid tight end room. Very legit. And then quarterback is absolutely legit. Running back, high investment early on. So I really don't think you needed the 7th. Like, I think one of Brooks or Marshawn Lloyd didn't need to be on the team. Obviously, Lloyd, I think, is the candidate. But I wish you had passed on Jonathan Brooks. I wish I had Brooks on my roster. But yeah, I think you needed another receiver, man. To have Worthy as the 3rd feels really, really risky. Because I don't trust any of these guys like consistently every single week to give you like 15 plus points. Like, you're going to get a lot of 7-point contributions out of receiver, and maybe even less, maybe even some like 6-pointers as well. Tight end though, probably going to contribute at flex, so I guess it's all right. Running back, a lot of flex contributions, but Breece, not my favorite name. And then, yeah, I think receiver's thin on this one, in all honesty. That's my take. My team, I think, is very balanced. I think we got bailed out at tight end, and I think we'll probably luck into a good landing spot for Goddard as well. Okay, let's pull up ladies first. At the 103 had Trevor Lawrence, Bryce Young, and Daniel Jones. Not bad. A little bit tricky, though. Like the Trevor Lawrence investment, though. I like Trevor Lawrence. Kenneth Walker, Travis Etienne, Jordan Mason, Woody Marks, Kimani Vidal, Brian Robinson. So Vidal has been falling. I've seen him go past pick 200, if not like the 19th round yesterday. So a little bit pricey on Vidal's potential value. Woody Marks, though, 166. That's fine. And then Walker, Etienne, fairly legit. Jamar Chase, Terry McLaurin, Jalen Waddle, Parker Washington, Jordan Addison. I like the Addison click a lot more now that Kyler's there. I think Addison is someone you could also pull up where I pulled up Wandale. You know what I should have done? I should have taken Addison instead of Ricky Pearsall. I should have let Ricky Pearsall continue to fall. But the drop in value did kind of feel very legit. Quentin Johnston, though, pick 99. I've taken a lot of QJ, so I'm hoping for the best. And then Jalen Coker as your last one. Yeah, high price investments, definitely legit to stop there. But could have taken an 8th. I wouldn't have hated it. A lot of like boom bust spike week guys. Like QJ is either getting you 20, 15, or like nothing. So I like the receiver room, but I think could have used an 8th. Stopping at 7, always valuable for other positions. You have 4 tight ends with Otten, Terrence Ferguson super late, Jake Tongas, Jatavion Sanders. So maybe would have liked a higher investment tight end instead of like Kimani Vidal, for instance. And then quarterback, a little bit uninspiring, given the only like real stack is like Parker Washington. Like that's the only stack, so not as exciting. Oh, you do have Coker stacked up. Okay, forgive me. Yeah, Coker stacked up, much more legit. Missed that. And then Jatavion Sanders has never done like anything. But Trevor Lawrence needs to carry you. I hope the Parker Washington selection does work out. But a little bit tricky. Fairly balanced, though. Not bad. I'd give it a B. Who else do we recognize? We recognized M. Smith. If the mouse can comply. There we go. You were at the pick 4. Stafford, Mendoza, Travion, RJ Harvey, Rico Dowdle. Pretty solid. Jadarian Price, Rashad White, Emmett Johnson, Amari DiMercado. I don't think you need DiMercado when the rest of the room is that solid. Like, I get it. Maybe waiting for Travion as the number 1 made you feel like just locked into 7. But honestly, DiMercado feels a little unnecessary. But, like, that's just, like, my name preference. I just took fucking Christian Kirk. So who the fuck am I? I fucking took Jerome Ford. Who the fuck am I to say anything? Literally the same logic. That's fine. That's totally fine. Puka, AJ Brown. So maybe making the bet on the AJ Brown rumors to LA. Not bad. I could see them traded for each other though. Zay Flowers, DK Metcalf, AD Mitchell, Trey Tucker, Devon Vele, Torrey Horton. Pretty solid. Knowing how like receiver could fall off the tracks in this lobby, I think very solid. With Puka, AJ Brown, Zay Flowers, DK Metcalf, like you're living. Like super, super legit. And then like such a good price on Torrey Horton, pick 220. Damn. I'll end up getting back in at that price, but I have too much of him. I gotta let him fall. Brock Bowers, Kenyon Sadiq, AJ Barner. So in theory, could have gone with another quarterback. That's the only thing that's thin, but like such a big investment on Stafford, he could totally pay off. Especially if you told me they traded Devontae Adams for AJ Brown in theory. That would be insane. That'd be elite. That'd be awesome. I hope that happens for you. I hope that you galaxy brain this whole thing and the Stafford, Puka, AJ Brown stack is what you need. I hope that's going to work out. But then Mendoza with Bowers. That'd be interesting. Saying Rodgers got sniped. Yeah, this was a weird lobbies at times. But receiver room super strong, tight end room elite, and then running back room at the maybe expense of the Rodgers click. Like the only thing I didn't like was the Amari DiMercado selection. Like phenomenal draft, man. It's all gonna matter on whether or not Stafford puts up the numbers. But phenomenal team, man. Love the team. We also had Daz Gots Labs in here. Let me get you in the thing finally. Goes Caleb, Darnold, and Cam Ward. So a very legit click on Ward after ADP. I was hoping to get him back, but I think he's a really, really tempting selection. I'm good pick. Also, they brought in Calvin Ridley again on a restructured deal. So if he can be healthy, then that's just another weapon for Cam Ward. Overall, I think Cam Ward's a very legit winner in free agency and like all of the coaching signings. But then Jacobs, Baishal Tutin, Tyler Algier, Zach Charbonnet as the fourth, Kamara as the fifth, Holani and LeQuint. So got a little bit desperate there towards the end. But the top three are solid. But Kamara could just retire. That could be a tough click. But 188, I get it. Charbonnet's also a full round after ADP. Totally legit. But to have Holani with a fade on Charbonnet, that works out, I guess. Yeah, that's justified. And LeQuint, I just took in the previous draft. You also have him with Baishal Tutin. So can totally work. Solid running back room. Receiver has JSN, Nico, Alec Pierce, Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden. So felt a little bit of the burn at wide receiver. Both of those Packers were pulled up unstacked. That's kind of notable. And then took Shaheed and Chimeri DK. So that's only 7 receivers. I think I would have liked an 8th in all honesty. But Loveland, Gunnar, Hellman, Arroyo. Yeah, I think the Arroyo selection was unnecessary. To have a Loveland, super high draft capital round 4, and Helm stacked up. I think give me any wide receiver instead of Arroyo in the final round. I think I like this team a little bit more. I think Arroyo is just unnecessary, but is stacked up with Darnold. So I guess not the end of the world. All 3 quarterbacks stacked up. Love the Chicago, Seattle, Tennessee stack. Have JSN and Shaheed, and then Chimeri DK and Gunnar Helm. Totally legit roster. And the only thing I would have changed was instead of Arroyo, give me another receiver. That's it. Give me a rookie wide receiver or someone like Bryce Lance. Just a name to throw out there in theory. But we got Bryson Anderson in here as well. Dak Prescott, Jordan Love. So a few more 2 quarterback builds. I have been seeing several of those in this one. Did somebody take like an egregious amount of quarterbacks that I'm just ignoring? No, there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4 teams in this lobby. I'm one of them that only took 2 quarterbacks. Not a single team took more than 3 in this lobby. So quarterback was just kind of devalued a little bit, especially towards the end of the draft. Nobody off the board after Geno Smith. Rodgers did get pulled up to 187, but in general, a lot of teams kind of ignored later round QB. Anyways, Bryce Anderson is one of them. Didn't draft a third. Has Dak and Love with Lamb stacked up, Christian Watson stacked up, and Jake Ferguson stacked up. Also has Javonte stacked up with Dak for whatever that's worth. Bucky Irving, Javonte, J.K. Dobbins, Mike Washington, both at ADP, so solid value, solid price. Keaton Mitchell, 27 picks above ADP. That feels fair. Tyjae Spears, 10 picks past ADP. We'll see about him. And then you also have Damon Claiborne as the 7th running back. But receiver, CeeDee Lamb, Christian Watson, Jordan Tyson, Jacoby Myers, Tyreek Hill as the 5th, Tank Dell as the 6th, Elijah Surratt, and Ted Hurst. So very, very risky at receiver. Trey McBride, Jake Ferguson, Mason Taylor. I would have taken receiver instead of Mason Taylor, but I am aware of how receiver got weird in this one as well. That team, my cunt, definitely fucked you. Anyways, good luck with the receiver room. Running back room is perfectly fine. Quarterback room, it totally works. The stacks work out. I hope Christian Watson stays healthy because like you have a lot hinging on Jordan Tyson going to a good landing spot and Jacoby Myers paying off. But then tight end is going to give you a few flex contributions as well. So I guess it's not the end of the world. Can work out. Receiver scares the shit out of me though. Don't love the receiver room at all. Good luck, Bryson. Good luck to you. But then, did we mention Napball? I feel like I did. Yeah, I already went over Napball's team. We went over my cunt. And then the team at the bookend behind me that I was trying to read this entire draft, get ahead of them strategy-wise. Baker, Malik Willis, Geno Smith, James Cook, Achane, Swift, Chuba Hubbard, Jonah Coleman, pick 132, and then Emmanuel Wilson, 180. Really nice running back room. Solid quarterback room, but not my favorite. Don't feel like amazing about it. Also, I know that Baker's like unstacked in this lobby. So Rashi Rice, Garrett Wilson, hate those two clicks. I guess Wilson's fine, but hate the Rashi Rice click. Makai Lemon, totally fine. Stephon Diggs, Brandon Ayuk, risky for sure. Jeremy Bernard at 204, totally legit, love that. Malik Washington, we did give them Malik Washington. We knew that was a solid click. And then Darnell Mooney, that's okay. Is Washington stacked up? Yes, he is. Double Malik W in Miami. Not a bad click. And then Kraft, Isaiah Likely, Chigokonkwo. Good tight end room. Receiver room feels gross as fuck. But then quarterback is good enough. It's fine. It's not great. And then running back is very, very good. So, yeah, that team's interesting. And then one final reminder on my team before we go. I think this is my last draft. I believe so. Appreciate y'all for hitting that like button. We hit to 30 likes. Really appreciate that. Awesome. Awesome. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think of this roster in the comment section, and then I'll get back to the chat. If I missed anything, I'll head over there. But Daniels at pick 62, right at ADP, and then Kyler just a few picks above ADP. Feels very, very solid, very competitive. Now that Kyler's in Minnesota, I have to be fully on board. I cannot be anti-Kyler again when I am so pro Kevin O'Connell. Like, that was a big reason why I was hoping that Aaron Rodgers was still a great click, that maybe he'd go to Minnesota. Rodgers in Pittsburgh is fine, but whoever's in Minnesota is valuable. Kyler there is elite upside. Love the value there. I'm willing to get in now just to get my shares, because pick 107 with this quarterback market these days, he's going off as like the QB 16, 17. Like, that's perfectly fine. That's great. He could be top 10, and quarterback 17, totally legit. So I'll take him there. Running backs, Omarion Hampton, Kyron Williams, Cam Scattaboo, Blake Corum at a nice discount by a full round, Katron Allen, and Jerome Ford. So I'm locked into the Rams RB1. That feels great. Hampton should produce. Every single running back point other than the backups behind Hampton are going to be on this team's roster. So that can afford the weight on Scattaboo getting healthy. He has that elite league-winning upside I'm looking for. Katron Allen, who the fuck knows? Could be terrible, but pick 203. It is what it is. Jerome Ford, I hate, honestly, if he wasn't on Washington and it wasn't just like to mix him in, it would have been fine. I really wanted Chris Rodriguez. The mouse fucked with me. Sadly, we didn't get him in time. But wide receiver feels pretty good. I wish, though, that I pulled up Jordan Addison, not Ricky Pearsall. We have Amon-Ra at pick 11. That felt like a gift. Lad McConkey at pick 35. Wan'Dale Robinson at 83. I think this is a legit price to pay on Wan'Dale in Tennessee. I'm not worried about Ridley very much. Love Wan'Dale as the number one for Cam Ward, and hoped for a late round stack in Tennessee. Didn't get it, but Wan'Dale is the third. I think is totally fine. Ricky Pearsall, like I was mentioning, the value I just had to take at pick 86, round 8. I think I'm going to do that most of the time. But in hindsight, knowing I went with Kyler, I wish I pulled up Jordan Addison. I think that would have been a much more legit click. Also valid in round 8. But Pearsall normally going in the 6th or 7th round in this tournament. Getting him in the 8th when I'm underweight was tempting enough to grab. So unfortunately, not the correct pick, I think, but a fine click if he can stay healthy. And then Omar Cooper Jr. pulled him up because I knew this lobby was going to get weird. Jalen McMillan also pulled him up just a little bit, but the correct round to take him. Trey Harris, a little bit of a fade. If Lad McConkey doesn't show up one week, Trey Harris might. And then Ryan Flournoy, happy to take him in a weird lobby. Christian Kirk, I'm hopeful, joins the Vikings in free agency, and we have a late round stack with Kyler. But I wish I had Addison instead of Pearsall. I wish I had Chris Rodriguez instead of Goddard. And then we have Brenton Strange, Dallas Goedert, TJ Hawkinson. But a nice price on Goddard, pick 158. That's a full round. We got Brenton Strange, 15 picks past ADP. So all in all, I'm probably getting the more talented options at tight end. It worked out, but for the sake of the build, the plan was to draft Chris Rodriguez instead of Dallas Goedert. He goes pick 163, and I've seen him pulled up where JCM and Rashad White are going at 140. So a very legit guy to take there. Would have been fine had we pivoted. Instead, what would have ended up happening, I would have taken Okonkwo instead of Trey Harris, and then we wouldn't have needed Jerome Ford, and we would have grabbed another random wide receiver at the end. So I definitely would have preferred Chris Rodriguez, Chigo Okonkwo, and then let's say Bryce Lance, as opposed to what I got in Dallas Goedert, Trey Harris, and Jerome Ford. Obviously, a better tight end, arguably the same value at receiver, not a major difference, and then considerably a safer running back in terms of financial commitment with Rodriguez. That would have been nice. But learn from my mistakes. I definitely will. And we'll see what happens. But marketing expert says, good draft. First time drafting with you. 0 RB is draft. Oh, you were at the 12. I was trying to get ahead of certain picks of yours. I like your team, man. I mean, the running back room is so solid. Receivers, gross because I don't like the names, but like I could totally see it work out. Lemon, Garrett Wilson, Rashee Rice. I've been trying to click more Wilson. If you had sniped me on Kyron, I probably would have taken Garrett Wilson, but I'm not taking Rashee Rice. That I don't like. That is not my click. Lemon is fine, but like whatevs. You did get him right at ADP. Running back is really solid, and then receiver, the Ayuk thing is meh. Geno is bad. Malik Washington, Darnell Mooney, though, probably very solid clicks to save it. And then sniping me on Okonkwo was very legit. Emmanuel Wilson, totally legit. Likely legit. Tight end room is good. Quarterback room is a little bit odd, but wish you had a stack. Wish you didn't have Rashi. Otherwise, running back room is elite. Good draft. The Jets' recent quarterback list is amazingly horrible. Crazy. The Jets are going to jet, man. The Jets are going to jet. 2 Jets in New York City is never a good thing. But some people are saying Josh Allen first, Drake May second, Caleb Williams third, next year in the ranks. I wouldn't put Drake May that high, but I don't think it's impossible that Caleb is top 3. That's what Mason thinks. From the flock. Interesting. Wireless mouse? No. It's working now. It's a bit better now, but no, not a wireless mouse. Might just be sticking. B Honolulu blew his look. What? With the Goff stack is... Y'all are crazy. But a lot of people are going to pick Emmanuel Wilson since Zach Sharps is out. Definitely a legit click, that's for sure. I'm willing to take him. I was taking him a little bit before he signed, even just assuming he'd be in Green Bay. But top 3 wide receivers are JSN, Puka, and Jamar Chase. You have JSN at number 1. Interesting, Josh. Tucker Kraft volume could go up since Romeo Dobbs gone. Absolutely, he just needs to stay healthy. But I think Tucker Kraft is just going to stay as valuable as he was last year. I think he's their best guy, and then the volume will just pivot to someone like Matthew Golden or Jaden Reed at receiver. But I do trust Kraft tremendously. Bryson says, always appreciate the review. Wide receiver got absolutely nuked by my cunt, so I also absolutely hate my room. Yeah, once I noticed that, it was like, we have to acknowledge that this is going to get crazy. And once I saw that I had 2 receivers, I thought I was behind the pack and everybody else only had 3. I was like, okay. Because everyone's going to get desperate. Everyone is going to feel the urge to draft more orange. But damn, I wish I took Addison so much instead of Pearsall. I really do. Vikings trained Sam Darnold. Great dude. Yeah, Darnold absolutely redeemed his career. Location is everything. And then finally, Kyler Murray will make Justin Jefferson volume higher. Stop searching me for using a plant that grows from the ground. Hunt the dinosaur. I I'm not sure what this means, man. I don't know if I follow. But 100% cheers. Absolutely. That's going to be it. But okay, it's a song. It's a song. I'll check it out. I'll put that in the queue right after this. But appreciate everyone for joining me. Thank you very much. And I hope the mouse does not mess with me next time. But that's going to be it for today. Adios. And one final reminder, promo code BLUNT for new customers. If you have never drafted Underdog, if you enjoyed what we were doing, a great value right here. Get $50 in bonus funds after you play your first 5 using promo code BLUNT. New customers get this deal on sign up. You also get a 50% deposit match. So if you deposit, let's say $100 on sign up, you get an extra $50 to play with. And then once you play your first 5, you'll get an extra $50 using my code. And that would be just a straight up $100 in extra funds on top of your $100 initial deposit. So that's the deal I have to offer. The link is in the description. Promo code BLUNT, only available for new customers. And peace out, everyone. I'll see you next time. Good luck this weekend. We'll try to draft tomorrow, probably late night. However, we'll get back on the regular schedule starting Monday for sure. Peace out. Good luck. Bye-bye.